We hit terminus!
Well, good evening from Comcast Center. Maryland 64, the Virginia Tech Hokies 47. I think Virginia Tech just cemented the 15th seed in the ACC tournament. But, you know, the game might not be the big story. What do you think about Chuckgate tonight, Bruce?
You know what? There are so many rumors going around. I'll be anxious to find out what really happened. We heard about, you know, Twitter has a way of taking a story to different levels. We don't know the truth. Turgeon will address this postgame. We'll have it up on TerpTalk. But let's talk about the game a little bit. Maryland, certainly a lethargic start as always. Down by 1 to this team that is, I don't like to use the word pathetic, but that might be a strong word for it. This team is really weak.
Right, Maryland trailed 29-28 at the half, and you can hear Johnny Holiday cranked up in the background. You know, Maryland beat them every which way, except Maryland got out-rebounded 40-30. Virginia Tech had 17 turnovers tonight. Really wasn't in it in the second half. I guess the bright spot for Maryland, probably could say Jake Layman started shooting a little better, but it was more, I think Virginia Tech wasn't so hot that Maryland was that good.
Well, just like with Maryland, when you have 17 turnovers and 5 assists like Virginia Tech did, you're going to lose. And contrarily, Maryland today only had 5 turnovers. Yeah. And when you only have 5 turnovers, and how many assists? 16, 19? 18 assists.
Right.
You're going to win. It's just a matter of numbers.
Right.
Seth Allen, I thought, had a nice game, and Roddy Peters played well. He didn't shoot that well. Jake Layman caught a little fire in the second half.
Right.
Had 4 threes. So, you know what? It's a W. You're 8-9. You got a game, the final game of the year Sunday. Maybe you get to 500. Maybe that secures, for what it's worth, an NIT bid. And
yeah, it's a shame to be talking about an NIT bid at the end of the year, but that's where we are.
Look, for Maryland to win out in the ACC tournament, 4 games in 4 days, although maybe they'll get lucky and play Syracuse, because I'd like to play them again. Yeah. I've said that this team is vastly overrated.
Right.
They got beat by Georgia Tech at home.
Yeah.
That's Boston College and Georgia Tech at home. And please don't tell me that Jeremy Grant didn't play. I mean, that's part of the game.
Well, it is. We've noticed that Syracuse plays very few players. They look tired in the second half at Maryland. They didn't get it going tonight. But in Maryland's defense or offense, you know, the passing got better tonight. It's a shame that we lost. We haven't been on the air since the Clemson game. That was on Sunday. And I know you'll talk about it on the show tomorrow, 6 o'clock, 1300 CBS Sports Radio in Baltimore.
We're bringing in Chris Nockey tomorrow, so it should be interesting. And we're trying to get Jake Stinnett, who threw a no-hitter for the Maryland Terrapins last Saturday.
The baseball team had a good weekend. They sweep. Now,
they're playing great.
Yeah.
They're playing great.
But
UMass.
So what were your feelings about the double overtime loss? We were just on the edge of it. Just couldn't get it done.
Well, once again, it's about the 5th game this year where if we had someone who could make that last-second shot, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about the NIT. Had we won 2 or 3 of those games,
right?
UConn and Duke and Syracuse and Clemson, right, and I'm forgetting another one.
Well, that's enough.
That's enough right there. But had we had that shot go in, it'd be a whole different discussion.
And that discussion's been had online several times on the it's been on TerpTalk, it's been on Rivals, it's been on Scout.
What did you think of the whole Mitchell thing? I mean, we really don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened, so I don't want to over-speculate, but it must have gotten an argument with somebody, because your leading rebounder turning to a low-post presence doesn't come out for the second half. Dixon doesn't come out. As you said, rumors about an altercation with Spinelli were on Twitter with Dixon. We don't know if any of that's true, but the guy didn't come out for the second half and didn't play in the second half.
He did come back with about 7 minutes left.
That's true.
Dressed in full uniform, but who knows what happened? I really don't know. I'm glad to see him come back.
Right.
Because it was mistakenly written that he had left the building.
Right, it was.
And it wasn't true.
Right.
And he didn't.
Start the second half, Des made the play of the game, got the steal, 3-point play. Our energy level was different. We had a positive attitude. I thought our defense was terrific. I thought it was, whether they missed shots or not, our team defense, being in the right spot was terrific in the second half, and we missed a lot of shots that could have been different, even a different score out there. But I thought our execution against the zone was good. For the most part, our patience was better. 18 assists, 5 turnovers is, it's a good night for us. So all in all, we needed it. It was a good win.
Got to ask about Charles and comment on that. What happened? It looked like he got into it with Scott a little bit. It seemed like a heated exchange or something.
Yeah, it's just I'm not gonna get into details, but it was just something. Just had to have some discipline involved, and just ask him to go to the locker room. So.